Hello everyone, and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. Episode number 73 today because update 1.59 has been released, bringing in 4 new cars, and we're going to be starting off with this thing, the Suzuki Carry KC. Very little car, or ute I should say. It's not quite a Daihatsu midget, but it's as close as we've got so far in Gran Turismo 7. It's very cute, I like it. But anyway, on top of being cute, it does have some interesting customization options which we'll take a look at. You can put a surprisingly big front splitter on it for such a small car. You can see I've already changed the car up a little bit because I already did a couple of online races with Jester and the crew. With this car and a few of the others in the new update. But yeah, you can change the sides. You can put a little panel thing on the side. What I'm doing now, I was trying to work out what the difference between the standard and Type B actually are, and I was looking in the wrong area. It actually, Type B just adds a little thing over the side windows. We can put an overgrown dog kennel on the back as well if we want to, instead of the kind of little truck slash van looking attachment. So yeah, there's a good amount of customization, which is really nice to see for the new car. But we've even got we can't really see it because the roof's in the way. We've even got rear wing options as well, which is very interesting. But yeah, it's interesting that some of these cars that have been added recently, like this Suzuki Carry and the Unimog, have some of the most unique customization options, which is cool to see that they're still putting a lot of effort into the new cars and making them something unique. But anyway, interestingly, on the number plates, I almost kind of missed it. I had to actually go back and recheck what I saw. We can have an additional little Japanese symbol on the front of the car, which is actually, I did translate what it says, and it appears on the back as well. It says danger. So yeah, that's really cool. I can't think of another car off the top of my head. Not that I've looked at every customization option of every car, but I can't think of another car that changing the number plate actually changes something else on the car as well. Someone let me know if that's not true, but yeah, that's really cool. We can also change the grille as well. We can take off the Suzuki badge and change the front end completely. We can make it look like an EV if we want to, but yeah, that looks pretty disgusting with no grille. That just looks wrong, so let's not do that. Wow. Let's just stick with the normal. You want everyone to know that you're driving a Suzuki anyway. A shame it doesn't come in yellow. That's the only thing this car's missing, to be honest. Anyway, of course, we're going to drive this in the lightweight K Cup, and we're going to Eigen for this one. And yeah, we'll see how this thing goes. Here we go then. And this car, I have to say, really pleasantly surprised me. I thought this was going to be maybe a bit like the Jimny, where when you start plowing all the upgrades into it, it sort of it doesn't ruin it, but it can get very hard to drive. But this was extremely stable and felt really nice all around. So yeah, this was actually a very enjoyable race to do. It did take me a couple of attempts as well, but this one you're seeing is attempt number 3. So I already had a fair bit of time, I suppose, to get used to it. The AI in this race are very quick though, so we do need to make sure we can get through the other cars as quickly and efficiently as possible if we want a chance to get towards the front of the field. But yeah, we have made good progress on the first lap. We're already up into 10th position, So we've already passed a whole bunch of the other cars, but yeah, we have plenty of work left to do. And this circuit as well, it works so well for these cars. Just you know, because these cars are so small, it makes this circuit feel a lot bigger than what it did, say in Trans Am, for example, where you know you really didn't feel like you had much margin to play with these cars. You know, it feels just like a normal track, whereas the normal circuit feels oversized. So it's a good match, and yeah, as we wind our way down the hill slowly and steadily, we will continue to make our way through the field. We're up into 9th position now, as we're closing into the next car. This right-hander, always a bit of a mystery what kind of line you should be taking through here. We cut it. We don't want to cut it too fine, I should say, on the inside, because I have been victim to that inside wall before. But anyway, let's continue to march through the field. We're up into P7 as we come towards the end of the second lap. Continuing on to the start of lap 3, we catch up to the little Daihatsu Copen there. We'll make that move pretty easily along the straight, and we're already closing in to the next car. So yeah, we can get through this kind of the back markers in the mid-pack reasonably quickly, but in one of the previous attempts, the leading two in particular, were a long way ahead of everyone else. So I need to be mindful of that and make sure we give ourselves time to try to close into them. But anyway, we make the move up into the top 5 now, so things continuing to move forward as we are already closing into 4th place, and even the podium isn't too far up the road. A little bit of an air gap that we're going to have to close in, but we'll see if we can make this move. We've actually got plenty of straight line speed there, and yeah, we plowed in as many upgrades as we could into this car as well. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, we've brought this car up to essentially the maximum that we can get away with for this event, and yeah, it's working well for us at the moment. We're up into P4 now, and we've got 3 cars left to overtake with 3 laps remaining, so this is looking much better for us. We'll see if we can make these overtakes in time, but yeah, for the moment we are already closing into a 3rd place, and it won't be long before we take the bottom step of the podium. We'll wind our way down the hill once more. This is the area of the track I do tend to struggle a little bit. Just trying to judge the speed is a little bit tricky, but yeah, these cars just in general, just they really seem to love this circuit as we find the barriers there, so that's going to cost us a fair bit of time, and actually that could be the difference between getting this move done at an easy point over the bridge if we didn't manage to hit the wall there. But anyway, we might still be able to get away with it along this next straight. Sometimes if you catch up to them in a tight and twisty part of the circuit, it can be very difficult to get the move done. Thankfully, we will find a nice straight section of road for us to be able to make that overtake. So we're up now into 3rd position with the race leaders a little way up the road. We continue on towards the end of the penultimate lap of the race. We'll make the move up into 2nd position pretty easily, but the race leader a little way up the road. We should be able to close in that margin, but we can't afford to make any more mistakes, so hopefully we should be able to close this in. We send it in to the last corner, trying to carry the speed. Bit of an awkward line into the 2nd apex there, brings us out into the barrier, and that might spoil our chances towards turn 1. So that would have been an easy opportunity to get through, but unfortunately we had a little mishap there, so we'll have to try and close in as we head down the hill for the final time. It is the final lap of the race now, so we need to make sure we can get this move done when it counts. So we're just waiting for the moment, not close enough to make a move through this tight and twisty section. Not that I think we would have the overspeed to get it done anyway, but on the exit, good straight line speed, a lot of horsepower, and we'll make the move up into first position with around about half a lap to go. We continue on to the end of the race then, and yeah, we cross the line to take the race victory in the Suzuki Carry, and yeah, nice car. I enjoyed driving this one. Very stable, very drivable, and yeah, just something again very different to what we've already got in Gran Turismo. We're getting a good collection of K cars again, which is fantastic. We've got the Jimneys as well as this now, and you know the smaller cars as well. I say smaller, not that these are particularly big. Anyway, up next we've got the Honda CR-V C:/HEV EX-Black Edition '21. Catchy name. And I was actually misled by the name into believing this was an electric car, but well, first of all, it only weighs 1.7 tons, and it's got a 2-litre naturally aspirated engine with 181 horsepower, so not bad. But unfortunately, there was no specific race added to suit this car, so we did an online race or we did a couple of races in all the new cars with Jester and all the crew. So let's resort to that instead, see how these cars go. You can see in terms of customization, a few of the guys running a pretty massive rear wing, so there's some customization, certainly nothing as crazy as the Suzuki, but even that is a rarity, I suppose. But anyway, we've started down the back of the field. Towards the front though, Jester is leading the way at the moment, and the fight is on. We're at Tokyo Expressway for this one. Probably one of the least used layouts of the circuit. Has a really tight chicane that thankfully we don't have to tackle all too often, but at the moment we have to first get everyone through the hairpin. Cars are going everywhere, 3 wide on the exit. We're just watching on from behind as all the chaos unfolds in front, but through the hairpin, Bernardo has managed to take the lead as everyone is still giving chase behind, so we're all still in a nice bunch here. I think the slipstream settings are turned up, so it's going to allow everyone to basically stay on top of each other throughout the course of the race as we continue to work our way through the rest of the circuit. And you can now see that slipstream starting to take effect as Bernardo is under a lot of pressure as we head into the right-hander. And looks like there might be a couple of guys wall riding it through there, but we now come towards the aforementioned chicane, and it's a really tight chicane, big curbs to watch out for, and I think, oh yep, someone's come a cropper in the background there, and as plumes of smoke billow from a couple of the cars there, we see the South African dropping back, and that's allowed us to take advantage for the moment. But yeah, out in front it is now Sparrow in the lead, as a little bit further back the fight is well and truly on. So Sparrow's got a decent margin over the field now, as there's all kinds of chaos going on, and that is going to give Sparrow a very healthy margin as everyone behind is all stacking up on top of each other here and absolutely not working together. But we'll see, maybe they'll need to try something if they want to catch up. But Sparrow still leads the way, and Bernardo and Grenster are well and truly in this fight for the lower places on the podium and into the hairpin once more. Sparrow's made a mistake. Everyone's wide and deep into the corner, and there are absolutely cars going everywhere once more. ART Thomas at the back of the field there, a little way off the rest of the pack, but out in front it's now Grenster in the race lead, and the Finnish driver managing to move to the front through the chaos there. But under pressure from Bananotto, who was leading the race earlier on and might look to do so again, pulling out of the slipstream and making the move into the tunnel. Bananotto back into the race lead with not long to go left in this one. There is still some time for more chaos to play out though. Coming towards the wall riding corner now, and I wonder who is planning to make use of that. Jester using the wall, and he's not the only one. A few further down the order doing the same, but Jester is in 4th position now, and he's going to try something at the chicane. He sends it over the curbs, and it's going to take a few cars out. Ash goes spinning. Granster as well manages to recover though, and not lose too much time with the moment there. But yeah, Ash, big disappointment, drops it down the order. And that dominoed all the way back through the field with a few others having their own moments. But that doesn't let Bananotto off the hook. He's going to win. Jester pulls over. Lets Granster through. The South African's going to steal 3rd place. And everyone spears and rattles across the line in all different angles there. And Thomas is going to just come through at the end. And yeah, that is that. That was chaos, as expected. 4-star roulette ticket. We'll just get this out of the way for our daily marathon. And yeah, we got a few credits for our trouble there. Another 10k in the bank, not really a big deal. And we've also got a 6-star parts ticket for completing the lightweight K Cup race at Nordwind. That was one of the weekly challenges that have been going on for ages now. But yeah, anyway, we move on from that and head over to Chevy for an oldie but a goodie, I would say. Finally, we actually have some color choices for this one, albeit only 5. But anyway, C5 Corvette. That's more like it. Let's see what this is capable of then. We take it to the American Clubman Cup 700 in South America. We're going to Brazil for this one at Interlagos. I think I might have overtuned this car slightly, so I just wanted to make sure we were indeed on the hardest difficulty setting, because sometimes these performance limited races, the AI don't make full use of that limit. But anyway, let's see how this goes. We immediately make a move down the inside into turn 1. That moves us up into P15, so we've got a lot of work to do in this one, but I feel like we actually had some fairly long races added in this update. The K-Car race, albeit a relatively short circuit, was a 6-lapper, and we've got 5 laps here, so plenty of laps. Sometimes, you know, some of these races can only be 2 or 3, but no, it's good. I prefer slightly longer ones, so long as, you know, it takes long enough to get through the other cars to actually make use of the full amount of race time. There's nothing worse than doing a 5-lap race and then getting to the lead on lap 2 and then just having to, you know, drive around sort of aimlessly for 3 laps. But anyway, let's see how this goes. We did make a little bit of contact with the back of the other Corvette there, but no harm done. We'll try and just find our way through. As always, the name above cars thing is a little bit broken, but that's fine. We continue on, and yeah, we are moving through the field pretty quickly at the moment, trying to get the power down on the exit. Not great, but we should be able to carry the speed around the outside. And yeah, we'll be able to do that. Move ourselves up into the top 10 now, so 6 places gained so far. We might be able to make that another one by the end of the lap if we can get past with just one more car. We'll make the move around the outside. Easily done. Up into P9 now, so we're almost halfway through the field on the first lap alone, which is a little bit concerning, but sometimes there are some very fast cars towards the front, so we'll not lose hope just yet. There might still be a bit of challenge at the end of this one, we'll see. But anyways, we make our way through the Center S and the Curva de Sol once more. We're up into P7 now, with a few more overtakes there. We continue on. P6 comes pretty easily. as we exit Cedar Lago. And it's not long after that we catch up to the top 5. A double overtaker down the inside into Junsao for the second time in this race. And we're up into 4th position now, probably soon to be 2nd. With a bit of straight line speed on our side, we'll make the move to the inside as we head through the last couple of kinks towards the finish line. We move ourselves up into P2. We continue on then. We catch the race leader pretty quickly as we're on lap number 3 now. We try to make a move down the inside of the Garage RCR Civic. Bit of a weird car to be seeing in the American Clubman Cup 700 rather. But yeah, it is under the Garage RCR brand, which is a SEMA award-winning brand, is under the American banner no matter what. Just as a little thing about how that works in Gran Turismo. But anyway, we make that move as we drift it through the left-hander there. Not really helping our cornering capabilities, unfortunately. But yeah, this car does understeer a fair bit. I did pile on the rear downforce though, so that could be part of it. Anyway, we come across the line, and that's a race victory in the American Clubman Cup 700. Pretty easy one there. But yeah, that Corvette handled really nice. I was very impressed by that car, actually. I thought, you know, I didn't expect it to be quite as, you know, as stable as it was. But again, I sort of anticipated that it might be a bit hard to drive, so I put a lot of rear downforce on when I was tuning it. But anyway, it's Ferrari time. It is the 812 Superfast. I feel like Ferrari are probably not a manufacturer that need to put Superfast in the name of any of their cars, but that's where we're at. So there we go. One thing to remember about the Ferrari Circuit Challenge, which we're going to now at Deep Forest, is that the back markers in this particular series are very slow. I can almost guarantee they'll be getting lapped on the final lap, if not earlier. So we need to get through them as quickly as possible, and we get held up a little bit, but to be honest, we were going to understeer all the way out to the edge of the circuit there anyway, so it's not really a big deal. This car was, as you can see, very much on the understeer side. The brakes felt pretty average, so yeah. And the thing is, because this car was already pretty much on the performance limit for this race, I couldn't really do anything to make it easier. I compromised on the power a little bit to allow for better tires, but even then, they didn't feel like I had a significant grip advantage, to be honest. So yeah, this was pretty tricky, a pretty tricky car to drive. But at the same time, it was pretty fun in its own way, and it had plenty of power. Standard at 788, I detuned it to 717 horsepower, and I also ultimately had to turn the difficulty down for this one. A little bit of a shortcut there, as we were just a little bit early on the brakes there. But anyway, no big deal. We'll see if we can close into the rest of the field in front. We've made our way up into P10, so as we slap the barrier there, that really surprised me actually. That last corner at Deep Forest is really a nothing corner. You can take that flat in just about anything except for this car apparently. But anyway, a bit of a mishap on the way in there to the first corner, and yeah, that's going to send us on a temporary detour towards the back of the field. We actually only lost one position there, back down into P10. We'll get that back pretty soon, but that's a little setback we may not have needed in this one. But we get back in front and up into P9 once more. As we continue on then to the final corner once more, we again carry a little bit too much speed, grazing the barrier once more, but making a position in the process up into P8. We move on to the end of lap 3, the halfway point in this race. Once again, a move around the outside of the final corner, and a little graze of the barrier on the way through. We're not really making the progress through the field I would hope to, though, in terms of actual positions gained. So I'm hoping those in front are, whoa, that was a bit floaty through there. Hoping those in front are all bunched up together. And lucky for us, we do actually catch a couple of cars in a row, and we should be able to make a couple of spots here along the back straight up into P6, soon to be P5. We have a lot of straight line speed. In fact, make that P4 as we head into the hairpin. So they are all bunched up, and we can see at least up to second place pretty easily. The race leader could be a touch further up the road. We'll see when we get onto a straighter section. But I imagine we should be able to move up into second by the time we get to turn 1. Such is the straight line speed of this machine. Around the outside, we'll tuck it down the inside this time. We still run it all the way out to the barriers and force our way through there up into third position. The second place car carrying a lot of straight line speed as well. And that's because they are also in the 812 super fast. They're not lying, this car is rapid in a straight line. We continue on then towards the end as we had to take a little bit of evasive action from the Ferrari Dino there, going a lap down before the end of lap 5 of 6. And yeah, all the leaders have come together now. We are right on the back of the other Superfast, and they are right on the back of the race leader. So let's see if we can get a good run through the final corner. We'll sneak to the inside and shimmy our way through with a drift on the exit and move ourselves up into the race lead. Goodness me, that was a sketchy one. To the end of the race now, and we catch the second last place car as well as we come to the line. Tried to fishtail it to the line, but this car understeers so badly that it can't even do a proper fishtail. It is very stable, I suppose, unless you absolutely plant the power at low speed. But anyway, that is that. No menu books in this update, just 4 new cars, and pretty decent ones to be honest. The Suzuki was a lot of fun, the Honda, nothing interesting on its own, but more variety is always good. The C5 Corvette was always a bit of a missing puzzle piece, but we've now got that. We now have the complete set from C1 to C8, and the Ferrari Superfast, maybe a touch too fast for my liking. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one, so I'll say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to give me some feedback in the comments, it's always very helpful. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.